See. All right. It looks like we are live now, which is awesome.
Okay, well, hey there, it's Elke.
And it is Jen, and we are the Zazzle expansion experts, as you can see here with our little title underneath our name. And we are going live today on our YouTube channel and also on our Facebook groups and pages. We've already got a bunch of people on, which I can see. So hello. Wherever you are watching this, you can comment on the video and we'll be able to see your comments. And we invited a lot of people to join us today, a part of our community. And so thank you for joining us. If you did receive our email inviting you to this live stream, and if you are just kind of in our community but seen us as a subscriber and you've seen that we're on live, then also welcome as well. Elke and I are doing a little bit of an interview style format of a video today where we're going to be giving you some information about our experience with coaching and our clients, and also how and why people make money on Zazzle, and then also what makes a successful Zazzle designer and why do people continually enroll and re-enroll in our Profit by Design Academy coaching program every year, year after year, even if they've completed the actual course material, because it is a rolling enrollment, and also what is it called? Like an evergreen enrollment, where our Profit by Design Academy coaching program is not only just for someone to take it once, it is an ever evolving program and helps people along whatever part of their journey they are on at Zazzle. So we have some people. So this is Tina from Cayman Islands. My daughter decided it was a good idea to change my YouTube profile info. So hi, Tina. Welcome from the Cayman Islands. Awesome. Okay, so just to start off, what we wanted to say is, first of all, if you are here and you've become part of our community, if you are a Zazzle designer and you're watching with us, then you can write in the chat or write in the description of wherever, or the comment section, and say, yes, I'm on Zazzle. And we would love to know how long you've been on Zazzle for. And also, if you personally feel like you are achieving what you want to achieve in terms of results, in terms of earnings, in terms of the fact that you've maybe hit a certain amount of progress. Like, do you also feel that you're keeping yourself accountable? Like, are you feeling good with your Zazzle status right now? And we can wait for a minute while people write in the comments here. But a lot of people who we speak to and ask that question and ask them if they're doing well on Zazzle, or if they feel like they're successful, or they feel like they've achieved the things that they want to achieve, most of the time actually is a big hard no, that they are not happy with things and that they are struggling and that they're frustrated. They don't have a direction. They might see some results here and there, but they're not happy because they're only making a couple $100 a month, and they want to change their future, right? And then Tina says, current PDA student. Tina is a current PDA student and highly recommend it for anyone. And I'm so confident I'll achieve what I hope to. Awesome. And so thank you, Tina. I'm really excited because Tina's been part of our Profit by Design Academy coaching program, and we help her with her designs on our coaching calls, which is awesome, and given her some really great advice in addition to the recorded material that we have for our PDA. And that being said, is that she feels confident now because we've helped her and guided her. But people who have not come into our community or our Profit by Design Academy coaching program and are on Zazzle and just sort of starting out, or maybe have been on for many years trying to make it work on their own, struggle very hard because they don't have a plan, and they also don't have the guidance and coaching and support that they probably need, right? And I'm sure Elke can chime in on that, because we both have gone through our own journey on Zazzle before we became coaches, and were struggling because we didn't have a plan and we didn't have a coach or a mentor or somebody to look up for, right? And we struggled during that.
It's interesting because like people don't even, first of all, really understand that Zazzle exists, which is really strange because, yeah, most people find us sort of as a roundabout way first on like by going through Etsy or by Shopify to do what's called print on demand, which is a really cool business model where you don't have to put a lot of money in because everything's already set up for you. You just have to sort of bring traffic to your Etsy store or to your Shopify store, and then someone like another company prints it and sends it to the customer. It's kind of like a nicer version of drop shipping without having to buy things or, talk to people in China to get a product or something. But what's really cool about Zazzle and how people find Zazzle is that Zazzle's been around forever as a full-on print-on-demand company. So like if you were doing Shopify or Etsy, you have to sort of find a whole bunch of pieces, like a distributor or a place that does the product development, like the products themselves, and prints it and ships it to the customer. And then you have to find something else where you're like setting up your site and you bring traffic there. Whereas on Zazzle, it's all there. And when we first started way back in 2007, we all just kind of thought, well, is this a legitimate business? Because it's like it was one of the first out there that really captured the best parts of print on demand and made it easy for us as designers to just provide like the licensing of the copyrighted material so that Zazzle could do all the rest. And they could literally look like they were selling it. And what really made us feel confident is that all these big brand names were already part of the Zazzle platform. They were using the Zazzle store model as well, where they literally opened a little Zazzle store on the platform as Marvel or National Geographic or like some of the other really big names that you kind of, and they're still on. And so that's when we realized, yeah, Zazzle's kind of a cool thing, because all of a sudden, as a designer, without having any other, like you just go and open a store, don't have to have any qualifications, don't have to be a big brand name like Marvel, but you can also hang out on the Zazzle platform and sell your stuff, which is really cool. Plus, Zazzle provided all the stuff and still does. And now they have over 1,500 products that are different and unique. And those are the blanks. And then as designers, Jen and I put our designs on there. And the designs, we can get further into that if you want to. But initially, it's just everything that you might want to put on that's creative, that then makes a product that someone's going to buy. And Zazzle's known for being the one that's always supporting their artists and their creators more than any other print-on-demand site. And so they literally make it easy for some people like us to just come on there. Now, the cool part is that since we started doing the training and the coaching, there's actually been so many people from all over the world that we've helped, and they range in creativity from like absolute zero to absolutely mind-blowing artists and creators and photographers, writers, comic book designers, you name it, we've helped them. And so it doesn't have to be that you're an artist or a photographer in order to get onto the site. In fact, we've whatever I was going to say, like just sort of dipped our hands in all these different niches that you can sell on Zazzle. And a lot of them have been successful, whether it's like my artwork or photography and my creative designs that I do with text. And then Jen, she loves doing watercolor floral designs and wedding designs of all kinds of cool collages of things that she puts together. So really like broad as to what you can sell on the Zazzle platform. And by the fact that Zazzle makes everything so easy for you, in the sense that they take care of the hard part, which is the fulfillment and the, having a website and creating the ads to drive traffic, etc. It just really allowed us to be creative and work more on what we offer in our inventory in the Zazzle stores than it does to I'm just Jen sending me a message. Then I don't know what you just sent me. Just give me a second. I'm in the middle of talking, but I don't know. Oh, and Jen's frozen, so I'm not sure.
Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can still hear you, but you're frozen.
Am I moving? Okay, no, because my whole internet is frozen, but I can still hear you. So I'll just
all right.
back.
I'm going to roll with explaining Zazzle. So hopefully,
go for it.
Yeah. If you go off and come back in, is that going to stop the feed? But
I'll just leave it as it is, as long as, because I can't actually even close anything. So I'll just leave it. I'll leave it open, and you just keep talking.
Okay. All right. Jen we get to see her nice face like that. Okay. Maybe it'll start getting better again in a minute if you refresh or something. Okay. So yeah. So Zazzle, if you don't know what Zazzle is, I hope I've sort of explained the beauty of it, because most people, when they try to make money online, they right away hear about Etsy or Amazon or Shopify, and they go like, okay, I got to do this, I got to do this, I got to do this. And with Zazzle, you just open a store and then you start creating. But the part that's hard, and that's why we became coaches, is that Zazzle is such a unique platform that you have to literally deliver on what the customer is expecting. So a lot of people came on there and just like pulled a bunch of clip art from free domain sites and they put stuff up, and that worked back in 2007. That doesn't work now. And also just the sophistication of what is offered online, the shopper is much bigger and like better educated in terms of what they will spend their money on, and not just sort of, oh, it's cool that we printed something that we could do ourselves, right? Because a lot of things that we have on the Zazzle platform are actually things that people can take the designs and modify them to make it their own, and that's why they like it. That's why they pay premium price, and we don't have to also compete on price. So Zazzle is just this incredible platform that has allowed Jen and I to sell over $15 million worth of product without ever actually seeing any of the products or touching them, because Zazzle does all the work. We just put the designs on. And the part, though, that's hard for a lot of people that we now coach is that they think that they are delivering on what the customer on Zazzle wants. And unfortunately, they're not delivering. And then they're also not treating it as a business to allow the whole, like to look at it from a bigger perspective, rather than just to have like a few things up there that you put on a product. Like, let's say you put like a design on a t-shirt or a design on a mug, or created even something more sophisticated like a wedding invitation or a birthday card. Then you can't just assume that as soon as you put it up, it's going to sell. First of all, Zazzle has billions of products out there that unfortunately are, your competitors. And so you have to sort of come up to speed with the design quality that you offer, and also what you offer. Because we've a lot of our clients who come into the Profit by Design Academy, we feel so bad for them because they've decided to do things on their own, and then all of a sudden, when they decide that it's not working and they finally go like, okay, I'm going to invest in the course, then they realize, wow, I should have invested a lot earlier, because I just wasted 6 to 7 months, and in some cases even 5 years. We have our top earner who's already, he's only halfway to where the two of us have managed to go on our own. But Brandon, we talk about Brandon a lot. He's been very generous to let us talk about his earnings. He's now reached over $700,000 in lifetime earnings, but he spent 5 years trying to figure out Zazzle on his own, and he never made more than $500 a year. And now, within like he's made a good 6-figure income for the last 7 years. And that didn't come overnight, though. And that's what you really have to understand. Anyone who's watching this who doesn't know who we are and what Zazzle is, and sorry, Jen's still frozen. Are you still with me? Are you still there?
Oh, I'm still here. Can
Yeah.
you hear
Okay.
me?
Yeah, I can still hear you. This is kind of odd that you're not, like, maybe, I don't know what we can do. And now she's gone.
No,
Okay.
I'm here.
Well, there
I'm
we
just
go.
I don't know what it is. I can hear you, but my
Yeah,
entire internet / the window that you're opening is like the wheel is spinning, but somehow you're still okay.
yeah.
So because I'm keeping the connection open, but so
Yeah,
I'm
now
here.
you're completely gone. So maybe you want to like leave and come back, or we have to start it again. But yeah, okay, I'll keep going. This is alive. This is what happens. We don't get phased by stuff like this. So talking about Brandon, who's one of our top clients, it took him a while to sort of realize that there's obviously something that he's missing, right, in terms of how to deal with the platform and get it to work. And once he learned how to create it as a business, more of a long-term approach, not just put stuff up and hope it sells because he took a photograph or something like that, then you're already getting better into the mindset. So that's an example that this is what Brandon did, and then he realized he can't just do that. And so anyone listening here, and I see some familiar names and also some new people, if you're starting on Zazzle and you just kind of go like, okay, I think I would like to do this, and I've got a bit of artwork that my friend said was nice, or took a bunch of photographs that someone said I should start selling. That's going to be great, but it's not where the level of the buying power is right now on the Zazzle platform. But we are very good at helping people figure out how they can leverage those photographs or that artwork, because ultimately people are looking for very interesting and unique and different things. And that's the only problem is you don't know how to market, and you don't know how to use your sort of, I'll say assets, because they are assets. They're your copyrighted material, and then putting them on the products in a very specific way, or targeting a certain niche, is actually what ends up being the reason that you start to sell. And that's why we have coined the phrase intentional products, because it's an all-encompassing thing, right? You're intentionally designing for someone that is going to probably buy something that, and the design delivers on that reason why people buy. And you've done a really good job of putting the design on the product so that the customer doesn't have any problems buying it after they maybe even customize it, right? And so super, super important that all these things come together as a package with every product that you list on the Zazzle platform. Yeah, I don't know if Jen's gone or not, but we have some people on. Hi, Anne.
I'm still here, but I just can't put my video on for some reason. So just don't worry about me in the background. I'm here, but I'm managing the comments. You just keep going.
But I don't want to talk the whole time, because we'll start with the fact that Jen and I, why is there a mother-daughter teams talking to you right now? Well, the first reason is that I started on Zazzle because Jen was younger. I was a business corporate person making six figures or more back in even earlier than 2007. And I said, I don't want to be giving all my time to corporate. I want to still have the money that I'm getting, but I want to experience having, all these wonderful experiences with my kids and be there for them while they were growing up. I didn't really want to, realize later that they had grown up and I was still working in corporate, etc. Plus, I got really frustrated that I had done all this work to get to where I was in my job. And basically they told me that I would only get like a, cost of living increase from now on. And it's like, that really bothered me. And it also wasn't really a stable job, even though I'd worked really hard on it, and it was to get that, and with degrees, etc. And so I just felt like I wasn't in control. And so I said, well, I want to stay home, but I want to make the same amount of money, and I want to be in control of that, because if I want to make more money, why can't I, right? And so that was my reasoning. So I did so many different businesses to try and see if I can do something that was more passive, or like created more assets for me that I could sell over and over and over again. And it was only at that time in 2007 when like Zazzle started in 2003 with the beta version, and 2005 they were like launched. And by the time 2007 came around, I'd already tried a whole bunch of other print-on-demand companies, but they were kind of sketchy. And so the thing that really floored me about Zazzle was that they supported artists, which I was at the time and I still am, but also they had all these brands, as I mentioned earlier, having already sort of giving them the credibility because they were selling on there in their own Zazzle stores. And so it made me feel a little more comfortable. And it all of a sudden, like within days of posting my first product, which was a very tiny little button that had a picture of polar bears on it from a visit to the zoo that I took my kids on. And it said, "Save the Earth" or something, or "Save the polar bears." And it sold within a days. Oh, there she is. Then that means that I could make more money, right? And I, as much as I was struggling to make any business work, somehow that 29 cents that I made as a royalty off of that button gave me this feeling that this would amount to a lot more. And so that's when it started for me. But then I struggled for 2 years because there was nobody else that could tell me what I could do to really make it a business. There was some incentives in terms of, volume bonuses and things like that Zazzle was giving people just to make money to keep, making more products. But that wasn't a sustainable system either. You had to just literally get good at making products that people would buy on the platform. And so after a couple of years, though, I was making consistently anywhere from 100 to $200,000 a year, and that was profit because that's what Zazzle paid me, and all I had to do is pay my internet and my computer, right? So this is the story for me. Then Jen's going like, this is kind of interesting. What can I do this? Because I want to travel, and you can take it from there if you want, because now you're back on. And because we're just sort of telling our story as to how we even got onto Zazzle. And if someone's resonating with that, like a stay-at-home mom that really wants to bring sort of that ability to earn and has sort of a background of business, or even just wants to be more self-sufficient and be empowered by us, because we've empowered people from all over the world to completely change their lives. And I never thought that, like, I always thought, oh yeah, whatever. But when we started seeing more and more examples of all the people that were empowered in the way that they, wanted to be empowered, like, not buy groceries in the no-name store anymore, just be able to go to any store and buy groceries the way they wanted it with the brand names. Like, that's empowerment. It might not be total riches, but that's empowerment. Then, someone else said that they got rid of all their debt, and then they bought their first house, and so, or just even a lot of other people just really love the fact that they could start something and make it their own business and be successful at it, which I love. Like, I always still get shivers when I talk about those people, because that's what the whole point is, right? That's what happened to me. I feel so proud that I created this business, and that's still a business that I have today. But then when Jen and I decided in 2016 that we would start teaching people, because so many people asked us how we did it, because I was one of like top 5 of their total sellers on Zazzle and was featured, etc. And I'm going like, okay, I think there's more to this than just making money. I think there's a time that I need to do things like giving back and helping more people become empowered. And so that's our mission statement. And now we've got a company where some of the people that they're on Zazzle, and they took our courses, and they became so uh, on board with our empowerment mission, that they decided to also work for us. And so now we have it differs because we keep expanding, but we have 4 people right now that are Zazzle designers, that are silver or gold designers, that are literally on staff with us, that are helping other people become better at Zazzle and sell as much as they need in order to be empowered and live their best life. So I'm super excited, but I left out Jen's story.
That's okay. Well, yeah, I mean, my story is a little bit, it's not the same as Elka's, but the same but different. And I was obviously much like, I was younger, and then younger being like just getting out of high school and starting university when I discovered Zazzle. And I found it actually because my mom, Elka, was looking up for, places online on how to make money online. And she came across a whole bunch of ones. Don't know if she mentioned, but like, writing quizzes, and then also selling artwork online and doing polls, like all the weird things that, when the internet first kind of became a big thing, rather than just using it as like a search engine, but then people actually started being active and doing blogging and stuff like that. There were some really weird ways to make money online way back then. And Elke and I did them. We wrote articles for Squeedo, and we did this and that. And I had my own blog. So I was always very interested in learning how I could potentially make money online. But because the internet was sort of just coming into its own when now mom's frozen. Am I still here?
No, I'm
Oh,
here.
okay. All right. So when the internet was just coming into its own, of where like people were starting to buy online and being a little bit more comfortable of buying online, Zazzle became a thing, and we researched Zazzle, and then we decided to start on Zazzle and make products on Zazzle. And when I was starting out there, I was moving from my high school to university and going into first year university, trying to figure out what I wanted to do as a career. I've never been that type of person when I was younger who I knew that I was going to be a veterinarian, or knew I was going to be a dentist, or knew whatever. I was very always wishy-washy about what I was comfortable and confident in. And that had to do with the fact that I was very much an introvert, and also very nervous, and had a lot of anxiety associated with proving myself and performing and being like in a workforce job. I was just very anxious about, fitting in and making sure that I was actually capable and able to perform, and for whatever reason, like I'm a very smart cookie. I always was getting good grades in high school and in university. But then when it came to actually making my own decision about what I wanted to do and what I felt good within my heart, I was very conflicted about what the right path would be. And so when I found Zazzle, it allowed me to explore my creative side because I was very much into fashion and design, and I designed my own clothing and my own jewelry when I was in university and high school. And it was always a hobby of mine, but it was never something that I thought I could make money out of. I did try to. I was, at the craft fairs, and I would go to the stores and bring them all of the stuff that I made. And Elke and I dabbled into that for a while, but we never really felt like it would be profitable for us. And we always felt like we were being put down, especially because we were artists. And this really resonates with a lot of people who have artwork or who are considered artists. And then when you try to sell your stuff, the people, whoever are trying to buy your stuff, actually bargain with you. And it makes you feel defeated. It makes you feel like you're less worthy than what you think you are. And so that was a lot of like negative emotions that were associated with me being a creative person. And then Zazzle allowed both Elke and I to be creative and not to be judged based on how much a price of something would be costing, right? And so we could post a product for sale, and that product for sale would be a t-shirt, for example, and that t-shirt was $25. It wasn't a haggle price. It wasn't, less money or more money based on the amount of hours that we worked or less amount, like, so it felt very reassuring that Zazzle was a really solid platform where I personally and mentally could be creative and feel comfortable. And also the fact that I was very much an introvert and had anxiety about, working in the workforce. And so I was able to create my own business online and open up my own store. First, definitely treating it as a hobby, but then realizing that it could be viable, and I was able to actually make quite a bit of money online. And so that was sort of my anxiety at the beginning, because I know a lot of people have different stories on how they start on Zazzle, but I was very nervous when I first started my business because I didn't, first of all, have any experience in the workforce. I started out when I was 17, and I never had a 9-to-5 job. And so it was a bit of a learning curve for me as well, to learn the responsibility and the accountability of actually showing up to my job, even though nobody was telling me to do so, because I had never had a boss before. And so it was a learning curve for me, but I think it was very much a really great learning experience as well, that my mother was there to encourage me to create my own online business when I was that young, because it gave me the experience that I have today, and has also built up my repertoire, and also built up my whatever you want to call it, experience, knowledge, and then also my finances from when I was at a young age. Because I have a lot of friends who, when I was making quite a bit of money on Zazzle in my early 20s, were still in university and trying to find jobs. And so they were quite jealous of the fact that I had been given the guidance by my mother to find an opportunity for me to create my own business online. And it also allowed me to then do things that I love to do. And so at one point in time when I was on Zazzle, I met a gentleman, and I ended up being with that person for almost 10 years. Yeah, 10 years, a little bit more than 10 years. And he was from Spain. And during the journey of our relationship, he actually asked me to move over to Spain and live with him and create our relationship, because we were doing a long distance relationship. And I, at that point, was working on my Zazzle business, and it was actually feasible for me to move over to Spain and live on my own without having any friends or family over there, except this one boy who I fell in love with, and leave my home country and up and go and actually be able to take care of myself financially because of my Zazzle business. And it also allowed me the opportunity to make money while I also lived over there. And it seems very luxurious when I say that I lived in Spain for 10 years, and it definitely was, but it was also a little bit scary too, because I was a foreign person, and I had to jump through a lot of hoops in terms of trying to even get a residence there, trying to potentially get a job there, and actually live there full time. And because I, first of all, didn't speak the language right away, but now I'm completely fluent. But when I first moved there, I didn't have any skill sets. I also didn't have any job experience because I didn't have a job when I was in Canada either. And I didn't have a residency, or I wasn't a national in Spain. And they were just coming out of their unemployment crisis. Nobody wanted to hire me, even if I had a contract in my hand. They were like, why would we hire a foreigner if we have so many people who are local people who are unemployed and living on the streets? So unfortunately, you're not going to be able to get a job. And I tried for a while, and like a long time, to try and actually get a job in a place, in an office, wherever it may be, even with my partner's company when he was running it with his uncle, and nobody would hire me. And so thankfully, Zazzle gave me the opportunity to, first of all, just be a nomad, more or less, and also pay for my bills and make money online in a completely different country. So, for anyone who has this sort of lifestyle where they want to be independent and travel and be free of, restrictions of where they're particularly living right now, Zazzle gave me that opportunity. And I actually lived in Spain for 10 years, living off of my Zazzle earnings and building up my Zazzle business. And it was such an amazing experience. And obviously, everyone is at a different stage in their life, and maybe you're not able to get up and leave and travel for 10 years, but Zazzle gave me that opportunity, and it opened up my eyes to the fact that it was not just the specific travel related things that Zazzle could give me, but so many opportunities that I never thought were possible when I didn't have Zazzle in my life. So that Zazzle gave me an opportunity to do, have potentially freedom for whatever I wanted, right? Whether that be if I even here and now like want to go on vacation, or want to take the weekend off, or if I need to go to a dentist appointment on Monday morning in the middle of the afternoon, or whatever that may be. Zazzle gave me the opportunity to have such great flexibility, and I would never trade it for anything else. I always think, like, should I have had a 9 to 5 job? Should I have had that security and that stability? Because so many people are so worried, especially if they're in a 9 to 5 job now, particularly, and moving towards working on Zazzle full time. That's the one thing, is that there isn't that consistent monthly paycheck anymore at a certain amount of money, right? And for me, I wouldn't trade it for the world, because it gave me an opportunity to live the way that I wanted to live. And I can see that from many of our clients as well, who are now successful on Zazzle, that they wouldn't turn back at all, because now they are able to, as Elke said, retire early, pay off their debt, quit their 9 to 5 job. Many of our students have done and accomplished those things, and much more that we don't really share publicly online. But we receive so many amazing emails and letters and heartfelt messages from people who have taken some of our courses or been a consistent member of our community for years, and they become our friends and also clients, but on the friendship side as well, where they feel comfortable and confident telling us their accomplishments, and that the fact that we have helped them change their lives and open up new possibilities for them. So, yeah, that's my story. I lived in Spain for 10 years, and I had a really wonderful time, and Zazzle gave me the opportunity to do so. And it was a lifetime experience. And if I didn't have Zazzle in my life, then I don't know where I would have been during that period of time in my life, and how I would have, navigated through the circumstances that were thrown at me. Right. It was just a very freeing opportunity, and it gave it, as I said, flexibility is a huge word, right? Is that if something happens in your life, Zazzle, if you've built up your Zazzle business properly, you're able to just take off for a couple months. You're able to just, say, okay, not today, tomorrow, or you're able to say, it's okay, I've got this, because I've built up my Zazzle business. And you know what? Whatever happens, because Elke and I have both had experiences in our lives, really great experiences, and then also not so great experiences, where we have just had to take off and back out of life for a bit because of things that have happened, right? And we needed months off to recover, months off to help people in need. And Zazzle's concept of the fact that we're earning passive online income gave us the opportunity to do so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the reasons why I love the Profit by Design Academy so much, and the way we teach people, because there are some people that, you know, you might have watched online talk about Zazzle or any other print on demand company, and they just go like, oh yeah, we can give you like a product, like this is the product that sold this much, and you know that now you can make the same thing, just use something different, make something with AI and you'll be free. But it doesn't work like that. It's still a business, and our training helps you actually create that business. And Jen is right. Not only us, like we've had some like family illnesses, and people have passed in our lives. And during that time, we were just able to be focused on getting them the help they needed and the support they needed. And then for us to be supported afterwards and not have to worry about going back to work right away. And then now our clients are experiencing that too, the ones that have really set the businesses up properly, so that they, like one person got shoulder surgery. Then she was recovering from that, and obviously she can't work on the computer when she's got, you know, like she's in a cast with her shoulder. Then her mom got sick. Then they all got COVID. Like literally, she took almost like 2 years off, but she's actually still one of our top clients. And yeah, and she had more than enough money because it was consistently still being, you know, all of her products were still selling, even though she did the work earlier. And then now, because we helped her set up products that can sell consistently, that we call evergreen, then her portfolio was so well established that there was no worry that there wasn't going to be a consistent income coming in every month. And that's what we really feel proud about, that if we get the clients to really get exactly what they need to get that consistent monthly income, and then every so often you might get like extra income, but you have like a nice base level, then we've done our job. And I love that, because a lot of people now are in that situation who've really taken our coaching to heart and have just been there and stuck out with us until they get to the level of having that 5 to 6 figure income every year, year after year, not just even month after month, which is so awesome.
Yeah. And just the fact that we do have so many different clients all around, first of all, the world, which is really cool. And then second of all, at different stages in their Zazzle journey, where they're either first starting out, or they have been on Zazzle for a while and they're struggling, or they are, you know, they've been on Zazzle for a while and they've actually taken our coaching and training for a while, and now they're at multiple, you know, figures that Elke mentioned, you know, a higher income that they never thought that they would have achieved before. So we have a wide range of people in our community, in our coaching program, and no matter what level you are personally at. And that's why I asked at the beginning of this live stream, are you on Zazzle and where are you at and are you happy? Because it doesn't really matter where you are in your Zazzle journey. The only thing is that you're deciding to make a change, and also that you want to move forward, right? If you are stuck somewhere, it doesn't mean that that's where you're going to be for the rest of your life. It doesn't mean that that's where you're going to be from a day from now or a week from now. The only thing is that you have to take the change. You have to make the change, right? You have to change something to make something different. And people really like being stuck in a certain comfortable area, even if they're uncomfortable being in that comfortableness, right? Frustrated because you're not earning enough, but you're happy because you're in your little bubble of that you don't have to learn more or experience more or do more. So the best thing that you can do, no matter what level you are at in your Zazzle journey, is make a change, right? And the reason why the PDA is so like robust and amazing is because it's for everyone at each individual level, right? We have people who are just like super brand new, who are just starting their Zazzle store. And then we have people who are in the intermediate, where they're learning the ropes and implementing our 5 strategies, and they are starting to see the results that they want because they finally have actually set proper goals from themselves and seen how they can achieve those goals. And then we have people who are way above and beyond their actual like initial goals and now hitting their dream goals because they can see the snowballing progress of what we teach them in the Profit by Design Academy coaching program. And so
that's actually why they do it over and over and over again. And then they've asked us to actually put more in place, because some people are now so far in advance that we now have like a one-on-one coaching program, and we have masterminds. And so that, yeah, we've just serve so many people at so many different levels. But you start at the basics, which is the Profit by Design Academy, And yeah, everyone, even the top earners, they go back and do the course again every year because it's so valuable. There's so much in there that people only at certain stages of their earnings, as they get higher and higher, realize what else is in the beginning training, so that they really understand, oh, now that's how that applies here. And I just made this little tweak, and all of a sudden this is working so much better for me. And I think
Mhm.
that's super, super important. I didn't realize that when we put this course together that it would be so robust, but it is. And I think it's just because we have had that learning experience. So like between my learning experience and then Jen going through things, and then the first initial people that have taken the course, and we kept improving it, and we do actually update it every 2 years. And so I think it's that value that over the last 7 years, we've basically made something amazing, to have someone come just right in from the, like, not knowing anything about Zazzle, and they get the information they need to start with. They work their way through. Then when they realize they're doing, like when they finished it, and they a year later they go back and they go like, oh, I didn't catch that the first time, but they already see results, and then now they catch that one thing that adds to their store, and then all of a sudden they get better, and then all of a sudden their earnings get better. We always can't make any income claims, so because there's some people even on here who have been with us for a while, but they maybe it wasn't meant to be at the point that they tried it. They might not be as far ahead as some of the other students who started at the same time, but they realize the value of it, and they know that it's not because of the course, it's because of maybe something that they didn't do initially. And Zazzle takes time, right? So some things that you've done now, let's say if you open up a store, they might not actually sort of help you out and get you sales and views and listings being seen until about 2 to 3 months from now. And then to really get sort of a sales ball rolling so that you start to get exponential sales, that could take anywhere from 6 months to a year even. But then once you do that and set it up that way, you actually really see the benefits afterwards. Like for one of our clients, who's one of the top earners, he lost a little bit of money because he had made a decision to go in on a niche that now wasn't as popular, and he didn't sort of do our evergreen plan like we told him to move into, like, make sure that that niche wouldn't just sort of take over his earnings and he wouldn't be balanced out. It's just like having a balanced financial portfolio. If you're in the stock market, this is what you're doing. You're creating a really balanced business based on our teachings and training, in order to make sure that if something just kind of like disappears, you're not just going like, oh my goodness. Because that has happened so much to me and to Jen, because even in the past, like I was making almost $30,000 to $40,000 alone as profit on selling postage stamps on Zazzle. And if you go onto Zazzle now, you'll see there's no postage stamps. They are no longer available. And so within 1 month, I got told, we can't, the US Postal Service doesn't want to play with us anymore. We can't let people sell postage stamps anymore. And so that was a huge lesson for me, because my income dropped by 35 to 40,000 over 1 month. And so now we teach our clients that you cannot let that happen. You have to be ready. And so I think a lot of those learnings are in that course, so that you get the best chance you can to create a balanced portfolio almost of your inventory, to keep growing and growing and growing and growing. So
Mhm.
anyway, I don't know if there's more people on, but there's not too many comments in the chat. But what else do you want to say to end this? Because I think we're at 40 minutes or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, we have over 30 people watching, so,
Okay, good.
yeah,
If you
yeah.
have any questions, we're open. Yeah.
Yeah. But no, I mean, in terms of talking about what we wanted to talk about and bring people here online, I think we covered all of the bases and all the topics, and just hopefully inspiring people too that you are capable of doing things. And I just saw a post. It was really interesting. It says that even if you haven't started, or even if you haven't accomplished something based on your certain age, or where you feel like you should be at your time of life, whatever, there are so many people out there now, which is really inspiring, and saying like, I was 35 when I first started my online business and now I'm, a multimillionaire or something like that. And so the only thing that's stopping you from getting to a possible future of wherever that is and whatever that leads to is the start, and also that you are inspired to move forward. Like I said before, change is progress. Progress comes when you make the decision to move forward. And fortune, and this is a quote from somebody else, but it said, fortune favors the brave, right? In terms of stepping out of your comfort level, out of your comfort zone, understanding that there are so many different possibilities out there that you don't even know that are even there, right? Elke and I like transition into our coaching business now. Elke and I, when we first started our Zazzle businesses, we never thought in a million years that we would be on a podcast or have a blog or have a YouTube following or have a coaching
Or books.
community or books. Like we've accomplished so many things in addition to what we've done on Zazzle. And so that also can be something in your future. Not that you're going to become a Zazzle coach, but maybe you're going to find that you all of a sudden have a deal with Pottery Barn or a deal with some other big fashion name brand house, which we've had clients who have been sought out on Zazzle because of their designs and have been asked to create a specific fashion line label for certain businesses and brand names, right? And so because you're putting yourself out there and because you're creating things on the online space, which literally anyone can look at, like find your stuff, which means that there are so many possibilities, first of all, for you to get clients and get purchases on your Zazzle products, but also that somebody else out there might be like, hey, that person has potential and I want to reach out to them for X, Y, or Z. And you might end up on a podcast, somebody aware. You might end up on, a billboard because your fashion pattern, whatever, wants to be featured by Louis Vuitton. I have no idea, right? But maybe something in the future will happen, right?
Oh, we've had people who have had people reach out to them from the movie industry. So like their
Yeah.
products are in the backdrop of certain scenes in movies. And yes, we've had Pottery Barn deals. We've had, just licensing US deals for all the brands that are out there. These are all things that just can possibly happen because you've decided to put yourself out there. And yeah, everyone's saying start where you are and keep going from there. Yes.
Yeah.
But the message we also want to leave you with is we're so excited for everyone who wants to do something with Zazzle to make it work and start to achieve your goals. But we've seen it time and time again where there's so many people that are excited because we're on live. We have a ton of information on podcasts and blogs and everything else. And we do a lot of free training and motivational speaking like today, right? But we really emphasize that you cannot do it on your own until you have the support system and the training and the eyes on your work. Case in point, even some of our top sellers could actually have doubled their income by now if they would have just continued to get the support from us. I know it's kind of weird because I don't usually I'm not a bragger, but by working, like having them take a break and then not doing as well and then coming back to us, we realize we could have easily helped them do a lot more and a lot better sooner if they would have just stuck with our training. So that's a kudos to say in terms of you being comfortable with us being your coaches, but it's also just something that has happened. And it's not that we're trying to brag. We just really want you to understand that, especially those people that did better with the help, beside like when they didn't get the help, that's not any indication that you're not capable. It's just that you don't have the tools and the ability yet to have that sort of spider sense to do it all on your own, and you just need a team to help you, and we're on that team. So I hope that really helps you understand where this is going, and it's really an investment in your future. And also, as Jen said, and I really love that, is you don't know where it's going to lead, and it's exciting. It's so exciting, really, because once you do one thing, all of a sudden something else comes up and you go like, wow, it would have never happened. So I'm so super excited about that for all of you.
Yes. And thank you to everyone who is actually in our Profit by Design Academy coaching program at the moment and giving us such wonderful praise here and writing such wonderful comments. And I've been popping them up here on the screen so people can read them. So thank you so much for the support. Everyone who has been part of the Profit by Design Academy coaching program loves it and definitely knows that we always give 1,000%. So that being said, we're going to wrap up our live video here. Thank you so much for joining us. If you want some more information regarding the Profit by Design Academy coaching program, you'll find the link to the website page in the description of this video, wherever you are watching it, whether it be on YouTube or Facebook. And you can also go to elkeclarke.com/start-and-scale, which is the website that's there. And yeah, we hope to see you in our community and look out for some more exciting things happening here on this YouTube channel, and also some more information regarding some upcoming masterclasses and special events that we're holding for people who want to build a Zazzle business and move forward with their Zazzle journey. So thank you so much for watching and joining us, and we will see you all hopefully wherever we see you. Bye.